Well, would you look at that? Most of it's grown back in after my AFK session. I think we'll leave this here for now. We're gonna go ahead and... I left that there when I was building that. Alright, we'll go sleep. And then we'll harvest what we need to harvest. I don't want to harvest the pumpkins right now, because I am quite busy with this, and I really just kind of need to focus on. Oh, the sun's rising. No need to sleep right now. Alright, we'll just toss all this junk in here. And we'll put some more effort into clearing the area over here where the warehouse is gonna go. After I do some harvesting. So, problem with our current setup is we actually need to clear off this entire area over here, as well as some other areas. But we're gonna go ahead and gather up all of these, all of this wheat. Beautiful, isn't it? Like, several hours worth of work, and it really pays off, honestly. So let's go ahead and finish harvesting this here. Obviously, I am going to need to expand the wheat farm later to match up with the pumpkin farm, but we'll get around to that. And we'll probably clear out to the cliff here and put another farm in, but that's not going to happen for a while. Because right now, I kind of just want to get the things I want to get done and out of the way before I do that. Alright, let's go ahead and plant all of these. So I have enough for a stack of bread, which is actually going to last me a bit. But it's not like, oh hey, I am set for life on food. And I go through 64, I go through an entire stack of seeds every time I plant. So there is that. That is something to keep in mind every time I go through here. Like, we do make a surplus on seeds, though, so there is that. So just going through here and putting this all down really is going to help us out in the long run. And I've come to a bit of an epiphany on, like, obtaining diamond tools at the moment. It's not my #1 priority, because the way they've done stuff in this update, I mean in the past couple updates, if you have iron, you're pretty much fine. Like, we'll work our way to the end game, but honestly, I think that I'd be happier just taking my time and doing what I want to do. Like, we'll get to a point where one day I really don't have to worry about resources, but right now, I think we'll just go ahead and stick with what we got. Alright, there we go. So, we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pumpkin farms. And we might add on another one just to, well, add on another 3 just to make it a nice another 2 just to make it a nice even number. No, another 3. Whatever. My mind is not in doing mathematics mode right now. Alright. So, junk chest over here. Let's go ahead and put the seeds in here. And what we're gonna be doing is we are going to, oh, of course it starts raining. Like, as soon as I'm about to get to work, it just suddenly starts raining. Alright. So, we're gonna be, plowing through this, hillside here again. And we're doing this in chunks of, 4. That way I don't have to worry about too much. So I'm recording these, like a couple days at a time, because I do not have time to, record every single day. Like, that's just life. And I actually have, like, months of, backlogged footage of other games that I am, like, working on editing. Like, I have, like, so much backlogged footage that, it's gonna take me at least a couple months to work through all my backlogged footage of, like, other games. And I'm gonna be posting those as, like, separate stuff. Minecraft is just gonna be my daily thing. Because, my plan for YouTube is I am going to post something every day. And Minecraft is kind of something I've committed myself to uploading on a daily basis. But, I also know that, Minecraft is also something I can pre-record for. And I don't have to do as much editing for. But other things like, my FGO videos, you have to do those as they come out and then edit them. Well, I have to do those as they come out and then edit them. But, aside from that, I do have, like, footage from 2021 that I still haven't, like, edited and put together. Because I've been sitting on this review, a review of, like, these 2 games that, I've posted, like, a large chunk of clips to my, well, a large chunk of the raw footage to my VOD channel that I really haven't used all that much of. But, I still haven't gotten around to, like, editing that, review of those 2 games, because, the games are sequential. and it's called Atelier Ryza, and I'd been wanting to play the game for a while back in 2021, but I never got around to it. But I eventually did play through them. I just haven't gotten around to editing them. And then there was, like, all of Fallout 76. I loved Fallout 76, but I just didn't get around to, posting anything on it. Like, my relationship with Fallout 76 is a very mixed one. I love the game, and I love the content. But ultimately, at the end of the day, my problem with Fallout 76 was mainly the fact that it was online. And it was an MMO. So if I wanted to stream it, I couldn't stream it because it was very unstable, as Bethesda games are. And it just didn't run well when it released. Like, it's one of those games where it had so much potential, but because it didn't run well, it kind of just shot itself in the foot. Because the problem with Fallout is an online first-person FPS shooter is really dependent on people's internet connection. And when I started playing that game, my internet was terrible at the time. My siblings still lived here, and because of that, I couldn't stream or upload. Now, looking back at my channel, like halfway into 2020, I started uploading very regularly on this channel. But 2020, before that, I had to upload all of my videos from an entirely different place that is not my home. I was actually uploading them from university on public Wi-Fi. Yeah, that doesn't really work out too well. Because, lo and behold, uploading stuff on public Wi-Fi is slow. And it worked because I was there for hours on end. But then come 2020, like, university campus is pretty much just entirely shut down. Like, everything went online. Like, I wanted to do stuff, and I couldn't. Like, 2020 was just a bad year, and 2021, like, it got better, but it was still pretty much the same. Like, not a lot of big changes there, if we're gonna be honest. But when my siblings moved out, I was able to stream and do all sorts of stuff. And I can still do that now. But obviously, a good chunk of the way into 2021, I had stopped uploading for a good chunk of time. Mainly due to the fact that I got so busy with my schoolwork. So here's the thing. I graduated at the end of 2020. And started 2021 having been a fresh college graduate. Well, the job market wasn't that great, so I continued substitute teaching. And then I really realized that, oh, hey, you know, the substitute teaching thing isn't all that bad, but it doesn't pay enough to live off of. Like, I would love to one day be able to move out of my parents' place, but it's just not financially feasible with my current job. Because I've done the math, and you cannot afford an apartment in my area on a substitute teacher's wage. And I live in Indiana, and I know it's even worse in other states. So there is that. But financially speaking, the best thing I can do is just stay with my parents right now. Because financially, like, I am also in a master's program to become an actual teacher, which, luckily I have money for that. If I had to go into debt for it, I wouldn't be in the program. Because, if I were to go into debt, there would actually be... I would be paying it for years. And maybe someday my YouTube channel will be big enough to, actually make some decent side income. So I can, pretty much, actually, have a decent quality of life, living. Because Indiana is kind of an interesting place right now. Because I am very aware of the fact that by the time I start teaching, I may not actually be able to do any sort of interesting lessons. Like, I may not be able to do unique content because there's lots of bills and laws being proposed right now where they are pretty much proposing that everything a teacher does has to be posted online. Their syllabus has to be posted, like, at the beginning of the year, and the teachers are allowed to object to it. And this whole entire thing is going on in other places, too. It's actually kind of scary, because, like, as somebody who's been inside the classroom, as a sub, I am very aware of all the nonsense kids can do. Which is very, very, perplexing as an adult. Because, when I was a kid, the things kids do now in the classroom, I would never fathom doing. Like, there are kids playing Fortnite on their phones. There are kids, attempting to film TikTok videos. Like, it's all sorts of nonsense that, back when I was their age, I never would have thought about doing, primarily because I never had a cell phone as a teenager. Like, I only got a cell phone my senior year, and it's like, oh, hey, you're on a very limited data plan, you can't do anything with the internet. Oh, well, guess I'm not doing much. Because I love, doing stuff on my phone. Like, my phone is my friend. But I'm also very aware of the fact that, the kids have freedom to do a lot of stuff. And I mean a lot. Like, they are given Chromebooks to do their schoolwork on. They're given ample time to get their stuff done. They are very lenient on absences this year, which is not entirely unreasonable based on the fact that, oh hey, we are still in the midst of a pandemic 2 years in. And it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. I'm glad I'm getting cobblestone from this, though. I do need cobblestone for my, next project. So, here's the deal with cobblestone. Cobblestone has kind of gone the way of the dodo in terms of building, mainly because, most people would get their cobblestone from strip mining. They would just infinitely mine in one direction for, diamonds. Well, that's not really practical now. So instead what we will do is what we will do now is we will look for ways to obtain diamonds via other means. And I am very aware of the fact that this is actually one of the slower methods I could be using to carve this out. But I would like to get this done and cleared out so I can start sort of formulating the warehouse here. And what I'm actually going to have to do is I'm actually going to have to spend some time exploring the mini ravine, mine shafts. Because in order for me to make my iron farm, I actually need to go out of my way to get some villagers. And in order to keep them from despawning, I need name tags. Now, I have 3 name tags, but I need a 4th one in order to, keep them from despawning, and I'm gonna need another shovel. As well as, I need to sleep some. Because we already know the location of a village, so we're good in that department. Obviously, beforehand, I will need to build the iron farm. And I will need to set it up in such a way that I can, easily harvest the iron. So once I get the iron farm going, I pretty much will not have to worry about a lot of things. Primarily because of the fact that I'm using a lot of iron tools right now. And iron is going to be useful for a number of things. We need iron for beacons. Wait, can you build copper beacons? I should probably look that up. But I need iron for iron beacons. And I, for one, would really like to go ahead and work on all sorts of nonsense. Because if you have beacons, you can get away with all sorts of crazy stuff. Obviously, we do have to, like, build the beacon into, our base here. But we'll get around to that. And I've mostly plowed over this entire place. Like, if I had, like, Indorite, this would just be gone. But we're gonna clear this out, at least this remaining chunk, and then we'll call it a session here. But at least by doing this, I will be set on cobblestone for a while, as well as dirt. Because we will need dirt as filler blocks. Because I don't have any other blocks that could potentially be used as filler right now. There's, like, no, like, as far as I'm aware, easily mass-producible block, aside from cobblestone. But in order to mass-produce cobblestone, you have to build a TNT farm. Because there are ways to automate your generation of cobblestone. But it does take a while. There we go. Alright, let's put these torches down for now. But by clearing this space out, I am actually making way for a couple of different things here. Number one, we are clearing out space for farms. Namely, cow, sheep, and other kind of animals. We also need to make basic farms for a number of different things, and we're just gonna clear off this layer until top layer until I get my shovel to break. Like, I'm making progress here, so I can't really complain about anything I do here. Would I like to get this done faster? Yeah. But, there we go. Alright, I think we filled up a chest full of dirt, so we can take a brief break from, clearing this out here. There we go. Chest full of dirt. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time. I'm gonna have to spend like 1 or 2 more sessions clearing this. But somewhere over here is gonna be the iron farm, because it has to be somewhere I am spending a lot of time at. Oh, that reminds me, we do need to harvest this. So let's use the Curse of Vanishing hoe here. And let's continue to plant this here. Like, I know this serves primarily as like a decorative little thing, but it's nice enough for me to just go ahead and leave this here as is. And what I think I'll do is I will plant some birch trees behind this. And we are going to need to stock up on beetroots. Alright, so this hoe is going to randomly disappear on me. And that's fine. let's kill this one chicken. Alright. So, there we go. That'll be all for this session. I do have plans to finish clearing this out, and then we'll go ahead and work on building the warehouse, or at least the framework for it. We do have plenty of dirt, and we're gonna need more jungle wood, but for now, we'll just leave this as is.